Bloomberg on the Weekend continues. I'm Charlie Pellet. Still to come, a touch of clash with former New York Senator Al D'Amato and former New York Mayor Ed Koch. Among the topics, they'll take on the U.S. Supreme Court ruling on health care. How much of a lift does this give President Obama? But first, you remember her from The Nanny.
She was working in a bridal shop in Flushing, Queens, till her boyfriend kicked her out in one of the...
Well, Fran Drescher stars in another hit TV show, Happily Divorced. With more, here's Joe Franklin.
Charlie, our guest is the beloved Fran Drescher. She's appeared in more than 20 feature films, including Saturday Night Fever, and This is Spinal Tap. She starred in The Nanny, one of TV's most successful and celebrated TV series. For that work, Fran was nominated for 2 Emmy Awards, and when she's not busy entertaining, she's politically active. She's globe-trotting as a U.S. diplomat and fighting for the common good. It's our pleasure to welcome an actress who is out there making a difference in the world, and everybody knows that you were the star of The Nanny, but you were also the creative and executive producer. What were some of your chief responsibilities in those days, Fran?
Very much like it is now. I obviously star in the show, and I do most of the promotion for the show, but I also executive produce. I'm on the stage rehearsing, so I see a lot of things that needs to be done and changed and fixed and discussed. I'm able to change dialogue and jokes as we're rehearsing right on the stage and not have to go through the process that normally has to be gone through when you don't have one of the writers on the stage during rehearsal. And I break all the stories. I have my own writer's room. The whole arc of the season and every episode begins with me and my little room of writers, and I assign the script, and then I give notes on the script, and I get a second draft, and then I get a polish. And once it's on the stage, they go to the run-throughs, which are twice a week before we start shooting it, and they decide where the story may need to be fleshed out more, where jokes need to be punched up more. And it's a very long and involved process. It's right now, and I have the same responsibilities on Happily Divorced, a show that I also created and executive produced.
And how has the response been, Fran, to your return to television so far?
Very favorable. I'm happy to say, I'm seeing from season 1 to season 2 of Happily Divorced, more and more people that stop me on the street say, they love the show. And I say, which one? The Nanny or Happily Divorced? And they say Happily Divorced, which makes me thrilled because, The Nanny is so iconic that it's really hard to compete with that, and I'm very proud of it, and I love it.
And your new TV land sitcom, Happily Divorced, I believe, is about your really and true dating life.
Well, it is
after your divorce. Yes,
it's inspired by my true story, which is I am happily divorced to a gay ex-husband.
Right.
And we were married for nearly 2 decades before the marriage fell apart. So it was kind of a growing experience for me, but one that I felt very guilty about.
You considered a run for the United States Senate in 2008 to replace Hillary Rodham Clinton. Why?
I threw my hat in the ring.
Why did you decide against that?
First of all, that was an appointee position, and I wasn't appointed.
I see.
And then I was encouraged by people, actually on both sides of the party line, very influential people that felt like my voice, ironically,
scratchy voice,
is the voice of the people, and that there would be a lot of crossover no matter what party I ran on. But what happened was the parties started to become very kind of divided.
Right.
The Congress became extremely combative and divided, and the opportunity to be on television again in a show that actually talks about something that I believe in, and that has the global message of the show is love, and everybody has a right to live an authentic life. So I thought, well, if I can go back to television and speak, through laughter about something that is meaningful to me.
Personal, right. But might we yet see Fran Drescher's name on the ballot anywhere, anytime soon, maybe?
Well, not soon, but eventually I think that is on the horizon. But the thing is, the television show and its success gives me a forum to speak about the things that I'm passionate about without being thrown to the wolves during a time where I think it's very difficult to get things moved through Congress, and also because I don't have to spend, 2/3 of my time raising money to get me reelected.
One final thing. Your website says here you're most proud of your starring turn opposite Timothy Dalton in Beautician and the Beast. It's a film you also produced, right?
Well, as far as, some of my acting, but, I'm not more proud of that than The Nanny.
Right.
I loved starring in the movie. I loved being, taking it to the big screen.
And being with John Travolta was something, too, right?
Sure, that was my first feature film.
What a track record. Whose comedic good timing has been the best fit or the most complimentary to your own style? I've seen you with Dan Aykroyd, with Robin Williams, with Tim Robbins, with Billy Crystal. Anyone that you enjoyed?
Wow, that's a tough question because I've played with so many
They're all good, right?
talented people. I mean, Robin Williams is great, and I think Danny and I are fantastic on the Happily Divorced episode.
Dan Aykroyd, right?
Yeah, he's wonderful. But I'll tell you, John Michael Higgins is amazing as Peter in the show. Our chemistry is unstoppable. And I was worried, who were we ever going to find that was going to top the chemistry that I had with Charles Shaughnessy as Mr. Sheffield?
You're right.
But I really believe that this relationship is a more mature relationship. It's a deeper one. The characters have a long history together.
You're right.
They share a lot of pathos. And he is a brilliant actor.
Fran Drescher of Happily Divorced, speaking with Joe Franklin.